Hello and welcome. I'm Mariana Trapnell, President and Chief Excel Geek here at Accelerations and creator of the 5 Steps to Fast Reports method. So, as I've mentioned in the past, people who watch me work in Excel know that I like to move around my data very quickly. We talked about a couple of ways I do that in the last 2 videos where we talked about the Control and the Shift keys. If you haven't watched those already, you might want to check them out for some tips and tricks about some quick ways to move around your data quickly. So, when I work with files and reports in Excel, I use the freeze panes function very regularly. In fact, I use it in pretty much every report I create. And that's not random. There's a reason I use it so much. And today, we're going to walk through a couple of those tricks with you, and we'll talk about that function some more. So let's dive in. Alright, without further ado. Okay, so we have some order data here, and you can see as I scroll down my data, I lose sight of what the column headers are. So this might be the shipping date, or it might be the order date, or possibly the payment date. I'm not too sure. And I have to scroll all the way back up in order to go, okay, yeah, that was the pay date over here. So if I scroll down to that line I was looking for, it's over here. Okay, so it's that one. Now, there's a heck of a lot faster way to review your data. And there was my Control key jumping me up to the top. So if I highlight the row that's immediately below the line I want to keep visible and go View, Freeze Panes, Freeze Panes, let's see what that did. If I scroll down now, you can see my headers are actually staying at the top, which is exactly what I wanted. Alright, so when I'm scrolling down to order 196, I can see that that really is my paid date. Okay, so far so good. Now, jumping back to the top, let's turn off our freeze panes by going View, Freeze Panes, Unfreeze Panes, funny enough. And instead, let's say I want to keep my customer and employee in order so that I can see what I'm doing there. I'm going to select the entire column to the right of my customer, and I'm going to go View, Freeze Panes, Freeze Panes. So now, if I scroll to the right, sure enough, my headers stay put. But if I scroll down, I lose my headers at the top, so that's no good either. So I'm going to go View, Freeze Panes, Unfreeze. And now, what I'm going to do is select the cell that's immediately below my header and immediately to the right of the customer that I want to keep frozen. And then View, Freeze Panes, Freeze Panes. And let's see, scroll down, okay, my headers are there, scroll across, yep, my customers are still there so I can see what I'm doing. So that's the freeze panes function. Now, one more thing that really helps make this fast is if I'm down somewhere near the bottom of my data and I want to get to the top really quickly. Obviously, I can use my scroll button to scroll up, I can use the scroll bar, I can use page up, page down, I can even use my Control up arrow, as we talked about previously. But my Control up arrow still leaves me at row 213 from row 6. So what I can do, now that I'm at the top, is just hit my down arrow once. No Control, no shift, just a down arrow. And lo and behold, I'm at row 7. So that jumps me to the top of my data super fast, which I really like about the freeze panes. One more thing, if I'm right at the bottom and I want to do, let's see, I'm on my shipping date, and we know from previous videos that I've got a bunch of blank rows in here. Okay, so I could actually do Control Shift up, Control Shift up, Control Shift up, but you can see it's jumping me to all the blanks, which could take a while. So if I'm trying to highlight an entire column that has a bunch of blanks in it, freeze panes comes in really handy, because what I can do is right from the bottom, wherever it went, I can click there, I can hold down just my shift key, that's all I need, hold down my shift key, and then click on the header shipping date, and all of a sudden I've got that entire column selected, which is exactly what I wanted without a lot of work. So that's another beautiful thing about the freeze panes, is that you can really do a lot just by selecting the header and selecting a row down below. Okay, so that is the freeze panes function in a nutshell, and I highly recommend it as another way to faster Excel analysis. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this trick. Do you think it'll be more useful for you? Do you think you'll use it more going forward? Can you think of other ways that it might be useful? Please drop a line in the comments below and share your ideas with me and with others who might be looking for more tricks on how to use the freeze paints function. Also, if you haven't already done so, please check out accelerations.com and scroll to the bottom where you can sign up to receive notifications about new tips and tricks coming up. And that's it for now, and thanks for stopping by.